Welcome back to Off the Beaten Track Canada. I've got an issue. I've got a leaky rear window washer. So every time I turn on the rear washer, it washes the inside as well as the outside. I don't want to go in the inside. It get washer fluid all over the flipping place. So yeah, I need to fix that. I need to take it apart and investigate. I think I know what's wrong. There's a copper tube that runs through the mechanism to the washer nozzle on the outside, and that tends to snap inside and starts to leak, and I think that's what's happened. That's what I've got to fix, I think, but I'll take it apart, investigate. If I need a new one, I'll get it ordered. We'll pause there, I'll go get it, and we'll show you the uninstallation, strip it apart, investigate, put it back together again, and hopefully it'll fix it. So the first thing I do is go to the back, take it apart, and let's have a look. Right, let's get into this. First of all, we need to remove any accessories. I've got a dash cam on mine, so I'll unplug that first. Well, this just pops off. It's just got some retaining clips that hold it on. Comes off pretty easy. Just make sure that snag the wires. We're going to remove the hose, and then we're going to remove the electrical connection. You'll see the red tab on the electrical connection. That is pushing backwards, and then you can just press on the black, like a depression panel, push that up and slide it off. That's you done. The hardest part now is getting this wiper off. 30mm socket will get the, or 30mm spanner will get the nut off. And then some PB blaster, something to get that penetrating oil. To get this off, because if this has been off for some time, this will be a nightmare to get off. Fortunately, it wasn't too bad for me, but I've had nightmares for this one. So if it's rusted, an adjustable spanner or crescent wrench and do that nut. It's not going to be tight. A T30 Torx backwards. This has to be unscrewed backwards. So imagine you're doing it from the other side. And then there's a 10mm nut, and you can either take it all the way off or just slacken it and slide it out. And that's it. To get in there, you need to undo these 7 Phillips screws. They'll be a bit tight because they're Loctite from factory. And then to get in there, it should just pull straight off the mechanism, so you can access that copper piping. This is done. Undo it. And you'll see the copper pipe just sat there because mine's just snapped. It's broken. This copper pipe should be longer than this. It should go all the way through, and that's the other end of it inside there. So somehow, about halfway, the copper pipe's broke. So maybe brass, actually. I think it's brass. So I need a whole new mechanism. Now unfortunately, these come as one whole unit, so I'm going to need the whole thing just for the small copper pipe that provides the water for the rear washer. There's nothing wrong with the motor, there's nothing wrong with all the rest of it. It's just that one copper pipe that goes through that's snapped. I'm going to keep hold of it in case I discover a way of repairing or replacing that, but it looks like I'm going to have to get a whole new part to put back in. So I think I'm going to soft fit it back in. Not much else I can do until I get a new one. I don't want the holes in the window to allow water in case it rains, although it doesn't get a lot of rain around here. But because we're in mid-March, it's likely to rain at some point. I do keep it in the garage, but you get road spray from the melt, etc., from the snow. So yeah, I'm going to refit it. I know it's broken, but I'll just do a soft fit. Get the new one and we'll continue the video when the new one comes out. So after a haircut, a few days wait, I've finally got the part. I've got a replacement motor, which includes the washer. Unfortunately, got to get the lot. But let's get it open, let's have a look at it, and we'll get it fitted. It shouldn't take longer than 30-40 minutes. There are cheaper versions on Amazon, but I tried to look at the reviews and they weren't great. Someone was saying the motor was loud, someone was saying they didn't last very long. Because it was only like $40 difference between the cheap Amazon one and the one straight from Mopar replacement. I thought I'll just get the Mopar one. Hopefully it lasts longer and it'll be quieter and do the job as it's supposed to do. Right, so it all looks good. What I'm going to do now is get the old one off, do a quick swap. I'll show you what I need to do, but you've seen it when I was preparing it. But I'll show you what to do and hopefully it works. I'm sure it will. Shouldn't take long. Let's do it. The first thing I'm going to do is going to take off the cover. We've already done it before, but it's just 2 retaining clips. I'm going to do the electrical wire and the hose. You need to push the red clip, pull it out so it's here, and then just literally lift on this press to release, and it should just come straight off. So now I just need to take off the wiper arm. So I can use a 30mm socket, undo that, and pull off the wiper arm. Now, if it's been there a while, especially if it's been leaking, it could be stuck a little bit, as we mentioned earlier. Might need a bit of persuasion. Put some PB Blaster on the day or two before, as we said, and then wiggle it off. A cheap bearing puller will work just as well, if not better. Using a 13mm socket on the nut at the back here, or 30mm spanner as we call them. That's not that easy. Bloody nightmare. Okay, so now that's off, we're going to take off this plastic cap. And there's a nut right here. I think it's about 20mm. I just don't have 20mm right now, so I'm going to use what you call Crescent wrench. Adjustable spanner to me. And it shouldn't be tight. Okay, 2 more to do here. There's a 10mm nut and a T30 Torx on this part here, but be aware it's backwards. Imagine you unscrewing it from the front, although you'll notice it was just beveled on the front. Unscrew it backwards. So it's not righty-tighty, it's lefty-tighty. Righty-loosey. You see what I mean? So this is unscrewing normally, but you're screwing it from the inside here. And then a 10mm, if you can find one in your garage anywhere. 10mm nut, and this should just come off then. There's a rubber washer on the other side. But that's it. The piece is out, I can put the next piece in. Okay, on the OEM part, even on the old one actually, you'll notice there's a tongue and groove, so it can only fit in the glass one way, and there's a rubber washer with the groove part, so tongue and groove essentially. Just make sure when you put it back together again, and the glass is trapped between the 2 washers, that's lined up, otherwise you'll squash it out of place. So, in reverse, put it back in. I'm not going crazy with all these nuts and bolts because I'm fastening against glass. So yeah, I want it to be tight, but I don't want it to shatter the glass. Okay, we're going to fasten this back up. Put our connections back in. Put the hose back on. Put the core on. Now be careful when you're positioning this back on, because it's serrated. There's no guide other than the numerous guides around the threaded part. Be sure your wipers are lined, and it's going to sit where it should sit when it came from factory when you tighten it up. And hopefully, that's that. Not liking the alignment here. It's not working now. When I tested then, it was doing some weird by stopping halfway and going, and that's halfway, coming home. Start the engine up, power it on. Let it do it a few times and it's working. I'll put a link to all the tools I've used, what kind of tools I used, and also a link to the part I used down below. So if you need the part and you need to know what tools to gather together before you get on with the job, check out the comments below. So that's the wrap. Quick fix. Didn't take long at all, 30-40 minutes max, and that's including the time before when I take it off, have a look what it was, put it back together temporarily, strip it again, replace it, and we're done. So get the OEM replacement part. There's not much difference in cost. I think it was about $100, $120 for a cheap Amazon one, but yet this cost me $160, $170 for an OEM one, a more power one, and I think I'm glad I got the original one. It's less likely to be noise from the motor, from the reviews that I've been looking at. It's going to be more reliable, and it's the only thing that's failed on it is the copper pipe inside that snapped. So if you're getting water on the inside as well as the outside when you're washing the rear window unintentionally, then chances are it's going to start going. Mine did it very slowly and just got worse and worse and worse, and then eventually I thought I can't use my washing water anymore, or washers anymore, so I'll replace it. Done. Okay, so if you like the video, please like, subscribe below, and look out for my future ones. I've got a new RV trailer, me and the missus. I'm going to get on that much more this year, and hopefully we'll do some walkarounds and show what we've done to it, and let's get to some fun places. Just get out there, as I say. Until then, see you next time. See you there.